Welcome to LC Africa on this special edition of the RWENZORI Focus. Tonight we are hosting Festo Kajura Nkwasibwe. Nkwasibwe is the full name.
BASONGORA have those names.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Well, we are hosting Festo Kajura Nkwasibwe is a renowned activist and a defender of the minority groups in Kasese. He has his own civic, is it a civic organization? Well, that fights for the rights of the marginalized people in Kasese. But before we start, let us first hear a message from Maganjo Grain Millers so that we start in full strength.
Mumutima gwa Uganda, mulimu ekimere ekyenjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogusukkulumye. Engano ya jiko nga ekolebwa ab'Amaganjo Grain Millers. Kola ebyokulya eby'omulembe nga okozesa jiko, owomerwe ne famiri yo ne ku mikolo gyo. Yimusa omutindo gw'enfumba yo, oyimuse essanyu lyo nga okozesa engano ya jiko. Ekolebwa ab'Amaganjo Grain Millers. Engano ya jiko evaamu ebyokulya ebiwooma nga byagalwa. Woomerwa akaseera konna nga okozesa engano ya jiko. Maganjo Grain Millers, feeding nations.
This is the RWENZORI Focus. I'm your host, HASON MUTUNZI, and this show happens every Wednesday, but today it's a special edition for this man, Festo Kajura Nkwasibwe, because we are supposed to host him last week, and due to uncertainties, we couldn't manage hosting him. We have provided special time for him so that we understand the origin of the Basongora. The Basongora are one of the indigenous tribes in Kasese, and they stay in the sub-counties of Lake Katwe, Karusandara, Munkunyu, Muhocha, and Nyakatonzi sub-counties. We have had some of them now go to Chitswamba and the other sub-counties. Nice to meet you again.
Thank you so much.
Now I'm not sure whether you're the right person to give us the origin, the right historical origin of the Basongora. Are you?
For one, I don't know to say I'm a spokesperson of the Basongora. At least I'm the lead activist from that very community, and also I speak for the willing.
Okay.
Including members of other ethnic communities who do recognize our presence in those areas, and also the legitimacy and capability to articulate their issues at both district and national level. Therefore, what I know is what I will be able to speak.
Well, I have to put this disclaimer that all discussions on this platform are not solely the views expressed on this platform do not necessarily belong to LC Africa, but they belong to the individuals that host, and they should be culpable of whatever they speak. That is a disclaimer. Now, I want us to look into the origin of the Basongora. I was hosted here, Honorable Christopher Chiwanzanga, and said during the reign of Toro Kingdom, the minority groups then, they were the Bakonzo, the Basongora, the Benyabindi, and all those other small tribes in Gundiwujo. In the first place, where is your origin? Where do you come from? When you trace the Bantu migration, where do you come in there as the Basongora?
I'll respond to your question in multiple ways. First and foremost, for one to say a certain group is Bantu, they ought to have come from the west of Africa.
That is Cameroon Highlands.
Cameroon, Benue confluence. And some people can still speak Bantu, yet they are not from the west. So what defines a Bantu is their origin, which is Western Africa. And for us, we are Bantu speaking, but we are not Bantu.
You are?
We are Bantu speaking, but we are not Bantu.
Why are you not Bantu yet you're Bantu speaking?
Our origin is where we are and Eastern Africa.
Eastern Africa.
Now, for us, you can categorize us among the, if you've heard of the Atekere, the greater Atekere community, the Langese, the Iteso, the Karamojong, the Napore of Karenga district. Across the border in South Sudan, you will have the Taposa, the Turkana in Kenya. You also have the Nyangatom in southwestern Ethiopia. Those are the groups. But for them, they are Nile Hamites because of their closeness to the Nile. Whether in Ethiopia, South Sudan.
So you are Bantu-speaking people, yet you belong to the Nile Hamites.
Yes. Now for us, we are Hamites, not Nile Hamites.
You are Hamites.
But these are just descriptions. The difference between Hamites and Nile Hamites is just the Nile.
So you are close to the Bahima.
Actually, for us, there is another word. We, ethnically, we should say, okay, racially, we are Abahuma. Those in Congo are Abahema. Those in Inkore and the northern and western side of Uganda are Abahima. So we have the Hema in Congo, the Huma, who are in Toroko and Basongora, as well as the Hima in Uganda and in Inkore.
Well, now we are looking at the origin now. You have just said that some of you did not actually migrate from Western Africa. That is where the most Bantu came from. You came from Eastern. Now, what made you quite different from the Bahima and the other related races?
The difference between us and the Bahima would be likened to the difference between the Bamba and the Bakonjo.
Really?
You are all mountain-dwelling communities for the Bakonjo.
That's true.
For us, we are strictly cattle keeping, cattle raising, pastoral communities on the plains, both in South Sudan, in Ethiopia, in the arid areas of Kenya and Uganda. Now, the origin, let me take you to the origin. During the era of the Aksum Empire, which had Yemen under it, then Ethiopia and today's Eritrea under it, and some parts of Kenya, South Sudan, we were here. Now, it was an empire. Following its reduction in size, for us, we kept here. We are people of here, Uganda, particularly where Queen Elizabeth National Park is found, the plains of Mount Rwenzori, and eastern part of Congo, particularly the Virunga area, the Ugantare, Beni area, the plains up to Ntoroko. That's the place that we have dominated. Actually, when you look also at Basongora of 1890s, what Henry Morton Stanley moved around, when you read his book titled In the Darkest Africa, he tells you of Basongora in present-day Bunyangabo. Kasunganyanji, if you've been to Bunyangabo, Kasunganyanji, when you are in Bunyangabo at a place called Kasunganyanji, you are able to see a lake in the national park below Hima, something like 3-4 kilometers behind Hima, where River Rwimi crosses down to Lake George. Now, Bunyangabo was part of Basongora. Western part of Chitagwena was part of Basongora. When you read the history of Basongora, the whole of today, of present-day Rubirizi district was part of Basongora. Now, Rubirizi's old name is Kazinga Kabuyondo. Kazinga Kabuyondo, the island of Buyondo. Now, among the Basongora, we have 4 subclans under the Babito. Now, the 4, I'm able to remember 3.
You have 4 clans?
Yes, 4 subclans. No, 4 subclans.
How many clans do you have?
We have about 37.
37
About
clans.
37. Now I'm telling you about a bigger clan of Babito, under which we have 4, but I'm able to recollect 3. One is Babito Banyabugaya. We have Babito Abadiansungu.
Now, doesn't that hold a bit? Doesn't that connect to the Babito dynasty?
No. Now also the story of the Babito has been not told very well, and allow me come to that later in a minute. Now we have Abadiansungu, the Babito Abadiansungu, Ababito Banyabugaya, and Ababito Banyabuyondo. Now the Banyabuyondo are the most famous of the Babito subclans in the history of Basongora and the entire Uganda. So you have General Kazini. These are the people who lived in Kazinga Kabuyondo, Abanyabuyondo. That's the old name for Rubirizi, for the district called Rubirizi, before it became Bunyaruguru. And even when, during the time of the drafting of the 1901 Ankole Agreement, the king of the Basongora, whose title had been reduced from king to a chief. He was called the chief of Bunyarugu.
Now, as you bring in the issue of the king, there is history here that I've read that you, the Basongora, never had kings in your original history. And this I quote verbatim from the Angabuzatoro book or edition, which is listed actually on the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage. You know what UNESCO means?
Yeah.
They have listed that the Basongora had their tradition, and Kogere was a female chief of the Basongora about 1,500 years ago.
Now,
so when do you begin to have kings now?
The history of the Interlacustrine region, and in particular the Greater Toro, which is Toro sub-region and the RWENZORI sub-region, has been told by the mighty. For those who are powerless, who have been viewed in the eyes of the powerful as being less important, have always wanted to write the history of others. But let me take you back. I've forgotten the page. But when you read...
And you see this history has been put to UNESCO.
Yes, you see now UNESCO is not older than the Basongora. At least all of us know the history of UN. From the 19...
nomination file number.
Yes, from the 1919, the creation of the League of Nations, then you have UN. We know the history of UN. It cannot supersede the history of the Basongora. Henry Morton Stanley was not a Basongora.
Yes,
He was not related to the Basongora. But when you read his book, he tells you that King Kaihura is the only, King Kaihura of the Basongora, is the only unconquered king by Kabalega. Kabalega conquered all, including his brethren, the brothers in Toro. But he failed to defeat a Basongora king, who had palaces, including one in Chisenyi. Chisenyi is in Bunyarugu County of
when you look at the history and the historical kingdoms we had in Uganda, you do not see anywhere.
Yes, now the
the
kingdoms they tell us about ran up to 1966. Then in 1993, Buganda, through the enactment of the law by the UPDF High Commission, High Council, is it High Council? Yes. They allowed Uganda to operate. Bunyoro followed suit.
No, they restored all kingdoms.
No, the kingdoms were restored following the creation of the constitution. These others, you see, Uganda was being led on statute, on decrees, you know. But now, they wouldn't have reinstated the kingdom of Basongora, which had ceased to exist in 1901. When you read the book...
Well, I'm quoting my history.
You are quoting what you've read.
No, not even this. The history I read in school. The Bunyoro Kitara Empire was the strongest empire in Eastern Central Africa. And when it fell, or when it collapsed, there came out about other kingdoms. The Uganda Kingdom, Toro Kingdom, Ankole Kingdom, Bunyoro Kingdom. I think those are the kingdoms that came out of
Now, Toro is the recent one. Toro is the recent one.
Yes, Toro is the recent one. But what I'm saying
actually, it is older than one of Kochi. You've heard of the Kochi? Now, after the collapse...
Kochi is a chiefdom.
No, Kochi became a chiefdom, I think, in 1890-something, following an agreement between the king of the Wakochi, in what we call Rakai, and the king of Uganda. Then his seat was reduced from a king because the Kabaka of Uganda would not have an equal, and made a hereditary chiefdom. With the rest of the counties of Uganda, they will all have chiefs appointed by the Kabaka, but one of Kochi is hereditary. And the Kamswag of Kochi sits where his father was. But I wanted us to handle one at a time.
My question is that I do not want to underscore the constitutional recognition of either Songora kingdom or what, but me I was saying that this kingdom is not as ancient as the time.
No, I've told you, when you read a book by Henry Morton Stanley, he had 2 books. One was called In the Continent, in the dark continent of Africa. Then there is another one called In Darkest Africa. In Darkest Africa, he narrates a story. Rather, he's a meeting with the king of the Basongora called Keihura, Watachi. Others say Otachi, Atwochi, the great-grandfather of General Kazini. I've told you of the 4 sub-clans of the Babito. The most prominent one is one where the king of the Basongora came from, the Banyabuyondo. Read the 1901 Ankole Agreement. You'll see a man called Keihura. Then read a book called it's called the Dictionary of African Christian Biography. I've forgotten the author. Until now, it is still running. It talks about Keihura, the king of Basongora, and also talks about his son, Kasugano Kazini Abwoli, from where Kazini, General Kazini, got the name. Kazini was not a Swahili name, Kazini meaning at work. Kazini is a family name. We still have the Kazinis, there are very many in Basongora. So this one is talked about as being rebellious towards the British and had to be exiled in the Belgian Congo because he had allied with them to ensure that the borders of today's DRC and Uganda are at Nyamugasani. If you heard of Nyamugasani from Katwe, that place where the ranger post was called Kasindi. So when they changed the boundaries of that place, of Congo and Uganda, to Mpondo, which you call Mpondwe, it also became Kasindi. Because people had gotten familiar with the word Kasindi meaning border. So they took the other side. So Kazini, Kasugano, rebelled against the British. And the British had to bring the Baganda, who mistreated the locals, and he said, I will fight you. He denounced the 1901 agreement, Ankole Agreement. Now, the British and the Baganda and the Banyankore royals accused Keihura, who had signed the agreement, as being against the enlightenment of the Basongora. Because for him, he never believed in the religion of the white man. You get it? From there, is when his son was baptized and he became a Daudi. Now, this is the history of 1901. Is your history documented? Go and read a book called In the Darkest Africa, in Darkest Africa by Henry Morton Stanley. The history for the Basongora is in that book. Yes, and even he says that he met the Bakonjo. Of all the people, he says Bakonjo and Basongora. And somebody will tell you Bakonjo means Bakonjo. That's a lie. When they were in what is present-day Toro, a Mukonjo chief, a famous chief called Bemva, pointed to the hills because the mountain has always been snow-capped. He said, Ukonju. And the people of Ukonju are called Wakonju. When you're in Wera town, the Mpondo area, and you ask an old woman, an old man, where's Ukonju, they will point you to the mountain. Now, you cannot be in Masaka and still say that I'm going to Uganda. Wera is not Ukonju. It is Ukonju administratively because it's a county. But Ukonju or Ukonju is up. And Wu is a Swahili prefix for Wu, meaning
now you have taken me that far, but now in Toro Kingdom, there were minority tribes. The Basongora, the Wakonzo, the Bamba, the Banyabi, and the others. Was there any Basongora who joined the great Isaiah Michiranye to move out of the Rukuratos, citing marginalization? It's not written anywhere that the Basongora councillors moved out of the Rukurato. But the Basongora and Banyabindi, who were not councillors, supported their move. You can have an MP doing nothing in parliament, but the locals are speaking up. So the locals allied not just with Mumbere, not with the Kawamara. Let us put it on record. Wait a bit. Let us put it on record. Not with the three. Mumbere, you are meaning which Mumbere? You have King Mumbere. But with the Kapolio, Kawamara, we never asked which one. There were three. The father of Mumbere. Okay, let us maintain that King Mumbere. For the benefit of viewers, because Mumbere is the cultural leader of the Bakonjo. Perfect. Now you can use that. Because also, I am using it plainly. Because also you are not Bakonjo, you are Bakonzo. And then you are Bagonjwa. These are words that are coming, but in my own pronunciation, let me call you Bakonjo, just because I will end up biting my tongue if I continue with You have lived with the Bakonzo for a long time.
I've lived with them.
You want to bite yourself.
No, you see, there are people who have been saying that you don't have za sound, but za is there. Rather that you don't have ja sound. But how do you call number 7?
Musanju.
Why, and why don't you say Musanju? Because the ja is there. You have it. So this was
So back to my point.
This was a creation by people who opposed to Toro to do away with anything Toro. Ja is Toro.
So you supported the move of the one who led
the Basongora and Banyavindi supported the idea of pushing for emancipation, not just for a boycott. Because a boycott without the leaders taking action would amount to nothing. All they wanted was, but again, even the Basongora, while they were on Toro, they were empowered already. You had this Mukonjo man called Bazarabusa, who was born and brought up among the Toro royals. That's some Mukonjo were empowered. But the Isaiah Mukranians sought another way of having the people empowered, not just letting 1 or 2, 3 people get the privileges of royalty and representation. So our people indeed supported that, but their mode was different from what one of the 3. Because you see, among the Bawisi were 2 of the 3 people. One was a Mukonjo, Isaiah Mukrania. The 2 were the Bawisi from Obamba. They were not Bamba, but they were Bawisi. But also you see they have an arrangement there. They call themselves Bamba, and also the Bamba now speak Ruwisi. The Bawisi call themselves Bamba. For Bamba to also be able to speak Ruwisi. But
their kingdom has about 3.
Yes, but there are distinct ethnic communities in that area. So the 2 opposed the violence. One took it his way and fought a military.
Well, it became a Rwenzori movement, but they were still with him. But anyway, that said, now we look at why are you few in number?
Now,
do you produce 1 child?
Why
are you few?
In 1962.
You claim you are indigenous, but you're very few in number.
Yes,
statistics show that you're about 45,000.
Indigenousness has got nothing to do with the numbers. It can even be 4.
That's why I'm asking.
Yes.
Why you're few?
Now, when did the Bakonjo become many? Were they many in 1962? In 2014.
Before independence.
In 2014.
Before independence, to bring the information to you. Before they annexed part of Congo to the Belgian Congo. Most Bakonzo were staying. Those in Eastern Congo were counted in Uganda. They still had a surmountable number.
Who counted them? Because Congo became Congo in 1880 there. Uganda became Uganda in 1896, around there. But present day Uganda, you go back to 1st February 1926, because this is when the boundaries of the country were last revised.
And that's what I'm trying to put you.
But you see, you were once marginalized, and not only that, but you were also once few in number. And for me, every
what do you
time...
mean by you?
Okay.
Me.
Okay,
you say the
Bakonjo were once marginalized and also few in number. And for me, every time I talk about minorities...
So why do they have numbers now?
Yes, wait. Every time I talk about...
I don't want you to run away from my question.
I'm coming, but you see, the question is yours, the answer is mine.
No, yes,
so I will see how to answer
that
you.
That is true.
Yes.
My point is,
I've had
you are indigenous,
yes,
but you are few in number.
Yes,
do you produce only 1 kid? And
the answer would say no, but again, I would not have informed you. So now I'm informing you.
Okay.
That in 1962, you were not only marginalized, but you were also few in number. And for me, when I look at the minority status of these communities, I don't look at the numbers. I look at the distinctness of their culture. It is unique. For example, the Basongora sing and dance while they're seated for the female. It is not anywhere in the world. That is the distinctness, which I want us to look at. Distinctness.
The Basongora do what?
The ladies sing and dance while they are seated. It's not anywhere.
How can you dance while seated?
Yes, I've told you they will dance. I will share with you the videos. You can add it onto this program. Now, for the Bakonjo in 1962, they are also few in number. In 2014, when you estimated to be around 800,000, Asmani Msika, a renowned Mukonjo man, who is also a friend at a personal level, said, Bakonjo now outnumber Batoro. Because for you had to go to something like a competition to outnumber the Batoro. For us, we are not into any competition. For us, what we want is...
So it has been a competition.
Likely.
But now it's standing at 1.5.
Likely.
The Bakonjo are now around 1.5 million people.
Now the Bakonjo, you see, for you are not only indigenous to Kasese. You are also found in Bunyangau. And you didn't visit there. You are indigenous there. You are in Ntoroko.
You are also indigenous in Ntoroko.
You are in Odogojo. Now, in other places we are not in indigenous, it's like in Kagadi. You have councillors there, actually 1 or 2 in Mubende. I was in Mitiana in 2010. I found a prominent Bakonjo there, and I think it's where Honorable Nyombi Tembo comes from. Now, those ones you will find 90% of them are not Ugandan. Because they didn't come from Kasese. They came straight from Congo. You will hardly find anyone in Metiana calling himself from Congo that he came from Kasese, no? They came from Congo.
But there were just boundaries that were separated.
No, it's like if you are Rwandan and you cross into Uganda, you don't become a Munyarwanda.
Does that cease you to become a Mukonjo when you come from Congo?
No, you see, a Mukonjo is a Ugandan who is indigenous to Kasese and other areas. A Munande, who is an equivalent of a Mukonjo in Congo, even if he came to Uganda and spoke your language, he's not a Mukonjo, because Mukonjo is the constitutional recognition here. So, back to your issue, for us, we are not minorities by choice. But you'll see.
You are minorities by choice because...
No.
The reason I'm saying that...
When you look at the 1992...
The reason I'm saying you are by choice...
1992...
During the RWENZORI movement days, you almost had the equal number.
No. We have not always been. Actually, if you go anywhere, it's all among the Somalis. All among the Somalis and the Oromo of Ethiopia and the Oromo of Ethiopia and northern Kenya, then the Somalis of Kenya, Eritrea, rather Somalia, Ethiopia, Djibouti, where you'll find the cattle keepers have big numbers. Cattle keepers have always been few in number. I don't know where we derive this. Then also when you go to Sudan, it's when you find the Dinkas. But cattle keepers, and also the Fulanis in North Africa. Those are the people have had that are very few. But when you go to Rwanda, you go to Burundi, you go to Tanzania, you come to Uganda, you go to Eastern Congo, whether it is Eastern Banyamulenge or it is the Bahema in Congo, this side the Ituri, always our numbers have been few.
Well, let us first go into a short commercial break. We shall be right back with the culture of the Basongora, what they eat, how they dress up, and the names that they give to their children. After that, we shall also look at the reasons why they still claim that they are still marginalized in Kasese. Keep watching LC Africa, the Current Factory.
Mu mutima gwa Uganda mulimu ekimera ekyenjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogusukkulumye. Eŋŋano ya jiko nga ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Kola ebyokulya eby'omulembe nga okozesa jiko owomerwe ne famiri yo ne ku mikolo gyo. Yimusa omutindo gw'enfumba yo oyimuse essanyu lyo nga okozesa eŋŋano ya jiko. Ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Eŋŋano ya jiko evaamu ebyokulya ebiwooma nga byagalwa woomerwa akaseera konna nga okozesa eŋŋano ya jiko. Maganjo grain millers, feeding nations. Mu mutima gwa Uganda mulimu ekimera ekyenjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogusukkulumye. Eŋŋano ya jiko nga ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Kola ebyokulya eby'omulembe nga okozesa jiko owomerwe ne famiri yo ne ku mikolo gyo. Yimusa omutindo gw'enfumba yo oyimuse essanyu lyo nga okozesa eŋŋano ya jiko. Ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Eŋŋano ya jiko evaamu ebyokulya ebiwooma nga byagalwa woomerwa akaseera konna nga okozesa eŋŋano ya jiko. Maganjo grain millers, feeding nations.
For watching LC Africa, the Current Factory, and thank you for watching the RWENZORI Focus. We are trying to set the narrative in RWENZORI, trying to document the oral history of the tribes that live in the RWENZORI sub-region. We have very many tribes, indigenous tribes that live in the RWENZORIs. We have the Basongora, the Bamba, the Bachingwe, the Bakonzo, the Batuku, and very many tribes in Kasese. Now, how do you name you? How do you name your children that you give birth to? Do you have a specific naming? Because in the Bakonzo, Baluku or Mumbere is the first and such names. Do you have specific names you name to?
Is your cultural leader the firstborn of Isaiah?
Yes, he is.
You go and do your research. Anyway, among the Basongora, and I've seen this culture of Basongora being similar to the Kikuyu of Kenya, as well as the Druze of Levant. Is it Levantine? The Syria, Israel, Lebanon area.
You're talking about
the naming system. The firstborn of Msongora. Now, there is a difference. Like for you people, you have Kanyere, Ogunyere, then Maska. Now,
and all those names have meaning.
Yes, and I seem to be acquainted with some. Now, among the Basongora, if your wife is not a Msongora, if your wife is not a Msongora,
when you're a Msongora and your wife is not a Msongora,
that wife of yours will not be named after. Because for us, we name after the family members that have lived, existed before us, whether they are alive or dead. For example, my dad is a Otachi. Otachi. Otachi's equivalent is Watachi. My firstborn ought to be named after my dad, Watachi. Then I add another name.
So if your grandfather was Nkwasiwe? No,
Kajura. Kajura is my late uncle. Our first, the firstborn for my old dad, for my dad, is named after his maternal auntie.
So
it should have been
ideally you do not have specific names in a particular order or according to clans like the Baganda. The Baganda.
The Baganda naming system is different from yours. It is you who have. Well, it is the Wakonjo with the.
What I'm trying to say.
The numerical names.
That each tribe has its own system.
Yes.
Ours is about the numerical order. The Baganda name the people according to the clan. Now
for us, a name might be like Kajura. Kajura is synonymous with the Babopi clan, who can also be known as Abajena in East and Central Africa. Now, the Babop have Kajura, but when my daughter is married to, say, the Kazin family,
to a fellow Msongora,
yes, and it's time for them to live by culture, the way we name the second daughter of hers or third daughter. Rather, the second or third son will be named after me. Now, it leaves the Babopi and it goes to the Babito.
So, what happens when your daughter gets married to a person who is not a Msongora?
Yeah, now, the culture of Basongora ceases, does not cross. It is the tribe where it is the culture where she has gotten married.
Well, your naming is not as straight as the Bakonzo and the Baganda and the Banyankore.
No. First of all, the naming system of the Baganda is different from the Bakonzo. If you appreciate it,
that one is okay.
Even ours is different from the Baganda and from the Bakonzo. I've told you, the firstborn son is named after your dad. The firstborn daughter is named after your mom. If your mom is not a Msongora, the firstborn daughter is named after your grandmother. If your grandmother was not a Msongora, the firstborn daughter is named after your sister.
So
we also got a name from another one.
So after seeing
the second-born is your grandfather, if it's a son. The second daughter, you can say, my wife, this one is yours, and she names her after her mother, your mother-in-law.
From the other side.
Yes. That's how it is. And it's automatic because you simply tell me, I'm a son of so and so. But the firstborn, yes. Hey.
Having seen the naming rights, now which language do you speak?
Basongora speak Basongora. We are not like Banyarwanda where you have the Hutu, the Tutsi, and the Twa all speaking Banyarwanda. No. Basongora speak Basongora. And our language is unique and beautiful compared to other ethnic communities.
Isn't Basongora a high copy of Rutoro?
No, our history actually is older than Toro. You'd say Rutoro is a broken Basongora. Because Toro became Toro in 1830. Others are saying 1822.
When you speak Rusongora, a person will think that you're speaking.
Yeah, but thinking is not. Thinking is not.
So where is the distinction?
The distinction is the Batoro say okugenda. We say okugenda.
Okugenda.
Not okugenda. They're like the Banyankore. Not okugenda like the Batoro. Not okugenda like the Batuku. Okugenda. Okugenda. You speak with humility. You speak with.
Do your people know Rusongora?
My people speak Rusongora. Even in my home, Rusongora is the main language.
Don't they speak Rutoro?
No, they don't. But Rutoro, okay, for our children,
you know why I'm
for those who are born,
that?
yes, for those who are born amongst the Basongora and brought up amongst the Basongora, when they hear Mutoro for the first time, say, you hear the Rusongora he is speaking.
Broken Rusongora.
It's like a Musoga who has been born and brought up in Iganga. For the first time he steps in Kampala and he said, this is still part of Musoga. Say, hear how Baganda, rather hear how Musoga is spoken here. Because even when you're in Musoga itself, the dialects, the Baramog speak Musoga that is closer to the people of Palisa, the Bagwere. Even the Baganda in Masaka, they speak a language that is distinct from what is spoken here in Kampala. But by and large, you'll find 90% is
I see Rusongora is
90%
Rutoro.
It's not, every time we speak English, me and you.
Yeah, we do.
Therefore, you are not able to ascertain whether the Rutoro and Rusongora is 90%. 90%. There's a term in orthography I wanted to use. Is intelligible? Is mutually intelligible? No.
So, as a person who has lived in Kasese, which other languages do you speak?
I speak Rusongora. I speak English.
No, leave alone.
I speak, no, but English is what is taught in all schools.
Native.
Actually, what unites us most,
I'm saying,
leave alone being our neighbors.
I'm saying indigenous languages.
English has since become indigenous. I speak Rusongora. Of the Banyavindi, Basongora, and Bakonjo, I speak Rusongora. Then I also speak, actually, because I understand Banyavindi, I will speak Rusongora, they will speak Banyavindi, and we'll be able to understand each other.
The Banyavindi also have their own.
Yes, the Banyavindi also have their own language.
Sure.
And very beautiful. I've interacted with them, and actually, when I was doing a short course in orthography, I had them. Also the Batagwenda. Very interesting.
So you only speak.
And when you look at the origin of the words,
you only speak your Rusongora and Runyavindi. What of Rutoro?
Rutoro I can speak, but if a Mutoro understands what I'm speaking in Rusongora, why should I bother myself?
You have not bothered to learn.
Yeah, because I can tell you, I can speak Ruhaya of Tanzania.
You have not bothered.
I can speak Runyambu, but why should I break my tongue correcting this? Because the Banyambu in Tanzania will tell you, Abeli is called Ibunda. And the Bakonjo say Eribunda. Msongara says Enda. Mtoro, I think they also say Enda. Why don't I say Enda? For Mkonjo to understand me, for Mhaya in Tanzania to understand me, for Mhema in Congo to understand me.
So you have refused.
Actually, even when you speak Rukonjo, I understand.
Well, now, why for all these years have you been claiming that you're marginalized?
Marginalization is not simply a claim. You have not asserted the claim that we are marginalized. There's nothing beautiful in it.
Are you
our numbers seem to have done us a disservice, and also the cultural uniqueness has also placed us somewhere. And this is not just that; it's the people, especially the administrators, who view it that way, and they choose to use it against us. Basongora are marginalized because they're not in governance.
Is that a reason why you have asked for your own administrative units?
Yes. And we have been given some before we get to the district. We have Nyakatonzi, we have Lekato sub-county, whose boundaries were revised in the 20... Is it 20...
Our political leaders
20,
leading those sub-counties, Basongora.
Now you see, for us in the lowland, even if you're Mkonjo, we get along very well. What we don't want is people who have an ideology of expansionism and an endless desire to stifle us from airing out our concerns. But I'm telling you, even if I'm Mkonjo-led country, even if I'm Mkonjo-led Nyakatonzi, they will do as power will. We are okay with the lowlanders. because our history...
So you see that the only solution to the marginalization in Kasese is creating more administrative...
because it is one way of breaking a core theory and a policy blueprint of one tribe wanting to marginalize another one. How do you break it? Revise the boundaries of Kasese, leave Kasese there, create Zitwera, have Katwe, even if you left Basongora North with Kasese.
So where would you be left? Because you're scattered all over the district.
No, being scattered is not...
Are you aware that you're scattered in the district?
No, it's only the national park between us. We are scattered between our own. From Nyakatonzi, just get Nyakatonzi sub-county.
Because you're in Chitambo.
Get Nyakatonzi. No.
Listen.
Let me make it...
You are in Chitambo.
I'm responding to your question. We are in Nyakatonzi. We are in Katwe Kabatora Town Council. Doesn't Katwe Kabatora Town Council Nyakatonzi neighbor?
They do.
Doesn't Nyakatonzi neighbor with the Lekatwe sub-county? Lekatwe sub-county neighbors with the Mohocha Town Council. Mohocha Town Council neighbors with the Karsandara sub-county. How
does Mohocha neighbor with Karsandara when there is a municipality there?
Wait, is the Karsandara part of Basongora South?
It is.
Is it an island? Which sub-county in Basongora South does it neighbor? The neighbors with the Mohocha Town Council. Because the other side is a municipality all over. It used to be a neighbor of Urkochi, but now there's a municipality there.
Well, the administrative unit of the district would want to be the entire lowland.
The entire lowland where we have a presence. Whether you're Mukonji, you have lived with us. Whether you're Muganda, you have lived with us. Whether you're Munyankore, you have lived with us. Mutore, Muchiga, we are okay.
So what name of the district would that be?
That one is the incumbent on the people of that area. But there are names which have been proposed.
Well,
some want to call it Katwe.
I want to give you the bad news then. That the approved districts by the cabinet the boundaries are not constantly outside.
Now I should also tell you this. You can read my article published in the Daily Monitor. Is it of September last year? When they left Entebbe, they were all happy that Tororo was going to be split in 2-4. Tororo district ceases to exist. They have a city, which also offends the law, because the old one would not have to cease. And then you have one for Tororo County for the Bateso. You have two, Malanda and Soko, created for the Badama. Yeah, for the jobs. Now, they thought the districts were going to begin in the middle of the financial year. And I wrote an opinion.
Well,
I said their personalization would be illegal. But now you see, at least for me, I've been privileged to associate with the leaders of meaningful leaders. When they pushed for the split of Tororo, there is a man, the then MP for Bujendera, you call it Bujendera, in Bundubujo. Also wanted one, which Wazanga had also requested for some years back. The president said, even Kasese went to splitting, you have to split. Then they read they read the Katwe in the cabinet, rather in the caucus. They read Katwe as the first one. Kasese, the mother one, came second. Then they said Hima, which is RWENZORI as they call it, and also where. But for me, I don't care who gets. But for as long as the people who have cried for long have their answers.
Well, have you got a fair share of the national cake as people of the Basongora? Because you are truly recognized as a tribe in the 1995 Constitution. Have you got a fair share of the national cake?
Not really.
And who would you blame for your troubles of not getting the national cake?
Not really. But before I jump onto the Attorney General, as the legal representative of the central government, I have to look at the district. What has my district, before I go to my country, the government, what has my district done for me? It has done a community service. Now, as we speak, that they are on a mission to further divide the communities in the lowland.
Before we come to the present service.
Yes, the representation. Our national cake, before we go there, I'm telling you,
you have got a fair share of the national cake.
We have not gotten a fair share of the national cake. We have not gotten a fair share.
Since Basongora South existed, let me use that as a sample space. You have heard about 2 Basongora MPs in Parliament. Is
the MP seat offered or selective?
It's selective.
Yeah. Now national cake, they talk about what is offered. If the president came and said,
But still the
Katwe, Nyakatonza have given you constituency, we would say that's a fair
the people
share.
in the slopes had a hand in making sure that these people got parliament.
Yes, but that's not an offer. An offer would say, Katwe, the Katwe, okay, that is the Katwe Kabatoro, the Katwe Muhachata Council.
So your issue is about the national cake.
If they gave us a constituency within Kasese, they gave us a district, that one would be affirmative
action. The people that
action.
are appointed to offices is your stance, right?
Yes, because affirmative action is a policy by the central government or by anyone in charge of governance. You are giving us. But where Mukonjo has elected me, Mukonjo has elected David, then you say the Bakonjo have done what? Have empowered Basongora. How about for us the number of times we've had the Bakonjo go to parliament? Didn't have empowered you? No. Well, these are elective propositions. Anyone can come and contest.
For the past 25 years, we have been having the service commissions constituted, and your own people have been on the service commission.
No,
Who do you blame?
No, we have never had a member of the Basongora and the Banyabindi on the service commission until 2016, when the FDC flag bearer who became the LCF chairperson, I would like to recognize him as a honorable man. That is Suendire Godfrey, appointed the Munyavindi as the chairperson of the District Service Commission. And that man, if you look at his history, is NRM, but he was appointed chairperson by the FDC guy.
But I think you
now,
get...
that is affirmative action.
I think you get the equal share.
No. Subsequently, in 2019, the Banyavindi won a case against the Attorney General and Kasese District Law Government. Among the several orders were include the Banyavindi in governance. 2 years later,
how many people constitute the service commission?
There are supposed to be 5 in number.
How many people do the Basongora and Banyavindi want to?
No, Banyavindi can get to 1, Basongora 1, 3 can go to whoever. They can be Bakonjo, they can be Basongora again, you can be...
Don't say to whoever, because they are the...
No, but the appointing authorities there.
They are the majority.
Yes, they can get to the 3. You see now, the law doesn't recognize the numbers, you people. Numbers are only in elections.
So what
when it comes,
stance?
It's like in law, when you read the section 133 of the Evidence Act, the principle is evidence is not counted.
Well, about this very issue, we have LC Africa has a reception of... We have received this letter through our guest, written on the 14th of July 2026, addressed to the chairperson of the Public Service Commission in Kampala. Approval of Miss Nema Monica as member of the District Service Commission, Kasese. Reference is made to your letter.
But it's too long. Will you be able to?
No, I want to read the body. Reference is made to this letter, dated 13th of May, addressing the above subject. In the said letter, you made reference to a petition against the approval of Miss Nema Monica by one Mr. Festo Kajura, seated here, who requested me to mediate and harmonize the conflicting parties in filing the remaining position in the District Service Commission. On 14th of July, I met the district leadership. On 14th of July, I met, this is Honorable Barugahara writing this letter. I met the district leadership represented by Mr. Irfaz Muhindi, district chairperson, Honorable David Mulindwa Isimbwa, the MP of Songora County South, and Honorable Muzamiru Visanga. Why is he called Honorable?
He was once a district councillor.
No. Councillors are not called honorables. That will be a topic for another day. For the Bachingwe ethnic minority in Kasese. At the meeting, it was observed that Mr. Festo Kajura presented his own views to contest the nomination of Miss Nema Monica. The leaders confirmed to me that the nomination of Miss Nema Monica was supported by all the ethnic minority leaders in the district. The district chairperson, in his letter dated 24th, presented the proceedings of the meeting and gave evidence to support the representation of Ms. Nema Monica. In line with the above, and in the interest of peace and effective service delivery to the people of Kasese, I would like to request you to approve the nomination of Ms. Nema Monica as the second female member of Kasese District Service Commission. The purpose of this communication is to forward you the above request for your action accordingly. So you are left alone.
No. Balam, Honorable Balam, Bargahara Atenyi is not the law. And it does not even embody the law.
Your stance was that they should give a person who represents the minority groups in Kasese.
No, that has never been my request.
Miss Nema.
Now wait.
Miss Nema Monica is not a Mukonzo.
Wait. Here with me is a partial consent order. Partial consent order. Says it is a first
no,
you might
read what?
You read louder.
You might read what? This is what? The partial consent order. This matter.
These are the parties.
This is
me versus Kasese District Local
the Equal Opportunities Commission Tribunal. First of Kwansiwe Kajura complainant versus the District Service Commission of Kasese. Partial consent order. This matter comes for a notice to show cause session on the 16th of December to the Equal Opportunity Commission at the offices at Kingdom, Kampala, before the Honorable Member Dennis Tumsime in the presence of the Senior Commission Council,
Denise Tusime,
Musema, Miraj, and Madaba Samuel, the Council, Samuel Kiriaye for the respondent and the parties. By the consent of the parties herein, it is hereby ordered as follows. Number one. So we are reading the order.
Yeah.
That the respondent,
that is Kasese District Local Government,
hereby recalls and cancels the minute appointing members of the Kasese District Service Commission passed in the District Council meeting held on the 25th. So this, the one that put to halt.
They have to recall and cancel it to exclude the nominee of urban councils. And
that the Public Service Commission be notified accordingly.
You've skipped this one. Once they withdraw,
excluding
to cater for the
excluding the nominee of the urban councils to cater for the presentation of the Basongora community.
Now you leave Honorable Chetunda.
That is order number one.
You leave Honorable Chetunda, then you ensure the inclusion with the Basongora. Chetunda is for urban councils, now the Basongora represented there.
So
in order to satisfy
the appointment of Chetunda was right.
It's okay. In order to
now
satisfy,
you wanted the appointment of the Basongora,
yes, for them to
as ordered here.
Yes. Now read number 3.
That the Public Service Commission be notified accordingly for the purposes of effecting this decision.
Read number 3.
That the respondent shall submit a name of a member of the Banyabindi community to be considered for the appointment on the District Land Board in line with the guidance and directives previously issued by the Equal Opportunities Commission.
Now,
have they appointed the Munyabindi? Have they? No, wait. Have they appointed the Munyabindi on the land board?
No. The other actions we are pursuing. Then number 4, that the Chief Administrative Officer, the Chairman of C5, and the Speaker of the District Council shall ensure effective implementation of the above by the first day of February 2026. They did not. Now, you come to number 5. Now that the Commission order shall continue with inquiries into other matters pending before it. And now, who signed? I signed for the complainant. For the respondent, who signed? The cow. And
Speaker.
And their lawyer. Now, remember, the district local government is a corporate body. Whatever they are handling, another regime will come and continue with that one. Successive. Now, these ones have not been implemented.
So what pains is that order number 1 has not been respected.
Order number 1 has not been respected. But I can tell you, they will not have it their way. I can tell you. For me, the supreme...
Isn't the person who has been appointed the Msongora? Nema. She's called who? Nema who?
And now, when you read the letter by Muhindi, by the chairman of LC5, he says, and let me quote verbatim.
The letter is there.
The letter is somewhere, but he says in his own words, first is opposed to Nema because he's not a Msongora. He confirms that he's not a Msongora. But the thing is, I went to court in January 2025.
I want it to be on record.
I went to court.
Nema Msongora.
Listen, I went to court in January 2025. In September, they appointed Nema just to defeat my case. Nema, I don't know much about her, but she can also confess that she's not one of us. Now, this thing should not be tribalized.
No, it is already tribalized.
No, the district is for who?
It is already tribalized because the order says...
Is the constitution tribal?
The order says...
Is the constitution tribal?
Well, the order says...
Is the constitution tribal?
Listen,
the constitution says Basongora,
the order says...
Banyabindi, Bakonjo are people of Kasese.
The order says...
Now, is the constitution tribal? The constitution recognizes me as a Msongora, a Mukonjo, a Munyabindi as being indigenous to Kasese.
That's right.
Does it make the constitution tribal?
No, it doesn't.
If the court said that in order to empower and emancipate
equal opportunities.
Equal opportunities when it has the powers of court. Therefore, it is
well, I'm saying that equal opportunities to people.
Yes, affirmative. Include them there so that they participate in the governance. When you read the opinion from the Attorney General in a letter he addressed to me, he says both parties, Equal Opportunities Commission, Public Service Commission, and I should uphold the law to ensure affirmative action, non-discrimination, and there's another word he listed, for as long as it is within the confines of the law. For Msongora to be in the commission, based on tribe, is not bad, because they want to uplift us. Because now our exclusion, the appointment of anyone who is not from our community extinguishes our right to participate in governance.
For the record of our viewers, did you submit a name for Msongora to the District Service Commission? To the district chairman?
In my engagement with him on 4th
because I remember
April,
very well,
2025.
You had a meeting with Honorable Kabyanga and that group. Is that right?
No, I met Muhindi, but there's somebody who told them that I was flying out of the country. Then they went and maliced me.
No,
but the good thing, when I came back...
There was a meeting you had with Honorable Kabyanga and the rest of...
Kabyanga told me, said, Kajura, I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to discredit you. But my intention was to ensure that USMID funds don't bounce. It has suspended the way it is. Then I said, better for these people, for the cow, to write to the Secretary of Public Service Commission asking for the 4 members, without the 5th one, to conduct business. He said, that's what we did. I said, good. Now, the 5th position remained vacant. Now, even if Baram writes a letter that is bigger than a Bible,
going back to my point now, have you ever submitted the name of the Msongora person to be on the Service Commission?
In my meeting with Muhindi in September, late September, I think it was 28th there, I had a letter which I had taken to him. He read it. He said, I will not do it. And he was very honest with me.
So he submitted the name?
I said, it's okay. Now, he went and told the Public Service Commission, I think he even wrote, saying this man is forcing me to appoint his relative. I said I would not forward the name. And Public Service Commission advised me that the next time I want to engage with him, I should write. No, I shared with him the name. Because that's the only person I knew that he would qualify. Because they wanted a woman.
Would you be okay for telling us which name you had?
No, the name, no, for reasons known to me, I wouldn't want. But because I agreed the Public Service Commission.
Because already the name is out there that they have appointed.
No! The minister is requesting Public Service Commission to approve NEMA. You get it? Now, to approve NEMA, you'll have to invite NEMA to come. And there is a petition against NEMA that she lacks the 10-year experience, both in informal and formal sector. She lacks the 10 years. The Banyavindi wrote.
So NEMA belongs to the Banyavindi community.
But with the Banyavindi, again, they have to write about him. NEMA, according to the information.
Because
according to the information I'm getting.
One of the orders in that ruling of
the consent order.
Of the consent order was that the Banyavindi should be appointed on the land.
Yes.
Have they been appointed on the
They have not been appointed. They appointed another person called Piri, but that one I went to fight it. Actually, for me, I think I have passion for.
But Piri is a Munyavindi. I know him.
For me, I have passion for things justice.
I know Piri. Piri is a Munyavindi.
For me, I have passion for things justice.
The consent order was saying they should appoint a Munyavindi on the land board. Piri is a Munyavindi. What is your stance there?
Let us first go back.
Isn't Piri the former head teacher, the one who was former head teacher in High?
What makes somebody a Munyavindi? What makes somebody Msongora? The data with the Nira. I might be here saying I'm Msongora, yet I'm Mukonju, the other side.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, for now the information we have.
Being a Munyavindi.
Now the information we have.
The result of being married between a Mutunzi and a Mukonju.
You are reducing Munyavindi to that. Go and read the diaries of Captain Lord Dulce Lugard. He talks about Kasami, a chief of the Munyavindi in Chitao. When was Lugard in Msongora? Lugard was in Msongora in 1890-91 there, before he went to Nigeria.
So accept that
when he led the Prince of Toro.
So you accept that the Banyavindi are closer to the Makonzo than you?
I'm not fighting for that one.
Whether they are,
I'm saying, whether they speak Kinyarwanda,
you are not getting my point. But what I are racially close
No, the origin is Bunyoro, but they have lived in Basongora for more than 200 years. So by the time the boundaries of Uganda were last drawn,
why are you saying you're going to fight the appointment of Piri, who is a Mnyoro?
No, what I'm saying is, it's not incumbent on me to fight Piri. But the other voices, when you read the case citation, it is Festo, Nkwatiwa Kajura, and others versus Kasese local government. Then you go to the number of the case.
So Mr. Kajura, after reading this letter for Balam and having given the explanation of how you people have been marginalized, what is the next course of action? No,
for us it's going to be illegal because we don't have the numbers to cause chaos. We don't have the numbers to pressure government. We will not get spears.
You do not have the numbers to cause chaos.
Yes, we don't even have numbers to go and get spears of our ancestors to begin fighting ministers and other people who masquerade as leaders. But I can tell you, from Hindi and David Mulindwa, an MP from Songora South, not Basongora, and then Muzamure, masquerade, a leader of the ethnic minority, what? You cannot lead ethnic communities. Listen, wait.
I think you're crucifying Honorable Mulindwa for nothing.
No, I'm saying Mulindwa is not an MP for Basongora. He's an MP for Basongora
South, where most of you
Rude, no.
Where most of
Nyakatonzi,
you live.
the number of Basongora in Nyakatonzi of Konzo East, represented by Rude in the parliament, is far greater than the number of Basongora combined in the district. Should Rude say, I'm an MP for Basongora, is an MP for Konzo County with boundaries. So David made a mistake.
Which mistake did he do?
He cannot claim to be a representative of tribes in a case in a court that they are using their own memorandum to say, for us, we agreed on Unema. There is a case, and each case has parties. The case before the Equal Opportunities Commission is one between me and others against the district local government.
Is Honorable Balam not involving you in that meeting?
First of all, this is a traverse. And for me, I'm ready to apply for judicial review in High Court of Kasese. If they go ahead, today I've met Public Service Commission. I've told them, should you go ahead and
appoint?
Because here they're requesting. Balam is requesting the chairperson of Public Service Commission to go ahead. Do you know, you read the letter and understood it?
Yes.
He said, Festo is having his own views, but the court orders a result of an agreement between us and the parties.
So you're still soldiering on?
I'm soldiering on, but I can tell you, Balam will not change even a single thing in as far as I'm concerned.
Well, thank you for watching the Rwenzori Focus.
We come to end this first.
Yes, we are ending the show. You have something?
Have you gotten to know what Basongora eat?
No, we shall have the second edition.
No, I can just throw it there.
We shall have the second episode.
I can just throw it there.
Because I've left so many things.
Exactly.
What you eat, how you live.
How we marry.
Very many things. You wanted to bring in the issue of, it was so hot and we couldn't leave it untouched. But thank you for watching the Rwenzori Focus. We shall be having another special edition with Kajura so that he lets us know how the Basongora eat, what they don't eat, how they marry. We shall also enter into that, but also
and how some call themselves Basongora when they are not Basongora.
Before we end this show, is it an abomination to intermarry with other tribes?
It's not, and the marriage should not be a product of coercion. It's between you and the
Why
guy.
do you always ask so many cows from other tribes when we try to marry from
You see, when a Dinka comes to marry Msongora, for example, the Dinka will have somebody who speaks Msongora lead him, right? Meaning our culture, the culture of a woman, of a girl that is to be given away, supersedes. And there is a case I've forgotten. Is it Nakate versus Nakate? There.
Well, we shall begin from there to understand how many cows are taken to the Basongora.
Before the culture of a woman.
To understand. So, please keep it LC Africa. You need to understand the culture of the Basongora. Keep hooked on the Rwenzori Focus. Until next time, I remain HASON MUTUNZI for LC Africa.
Mu mutima gwa Uganda mulimu ekimere eky'enjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogusukkulumye. Engano ya jiko nga ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Kola ebyokulya eby'omulembe nga okozesa jiko owomerwe ne famiri yo ne ku mikolo gyo. Yimusa omutindo gw'enfumba yo oyimuse essanyu lyo nga okozesa engano ya jiko. ekolebwa ab'amaganjo Grain Millers. Engano ya Jiko evaamu ebyokulya ebiwooma nga byagalwa, woomerwa akaseera konna nga okozesa engano ya Jiko. Maganjo Grain Millers, feeding nations.